Okay, our final one for Monday is going to be borax crystals. And this one is going to require you to boil up some water. So I've just put it here in this pan. I'm trying to give you a little closer view of it here in my videoing skills. But basically you want it to be hotter so more of the borax dissolves in it. Ideally you put this in while it's boiling at a low boil, but you can also do it like this where it's just still really hot after that. Your borax is the stuff in the white bag, should be labeled borax. If that got written off, it is in the larger of the bags than the baking soda was. But also, it's going to be a little bit grainier than baking soda. So if you're not quite sure what the difference is, let one of us know, and we can try to help figure it out. It's not bad if you try it with baking soda; it just won't work quite as well. But all you're going to do is just going to add some borax to this. You can do it a spoonful at a time if you want to, but I just want to show that you're going to add this here and stir it around, and you want to make sure that it totally dissolves. I know it's not great in there, but make sure it dissolves. And if it's boiling, you can actually get quite a lot in there before it is full. And when I say it's full, get a little bit higher here. When I say it's full, it means that there's no more room for the borax to dissolve. If you don't quite get to that point, that's okay. But once you do feel like it's done, nothing else is dissolving in there, you want to pour off whatever. You don't want to pour any actual borax crystals that are from the water. You want to keep those inside, like any borax that didn't quite dissolve, and just carefully pour off the liquid part into, in this case I have a little just bowl that I grabbed from my cupboard here. I'm going to pour it in there. You don't need to pour the whole solution in there. I just poured about half of it. And you just want this hot solution of borax, these borosilicate crystals, to sit somewhere, and ideally they're able to cool without being disturbed. So I put them on my windowsill downstairs. I'll show you mine later. But a few, like, you know, it's kind of by the window. There was some breeze, clearly like a couple pieces of dust, and maybe a few bugs got in there. So it still works, but crystals form the best under the most still circumstances. So finding a place where they're not going to have stuff landing in them and a drastic temperature change is going to help them form. You can find lots of different tips, but this is a science class, so let's try to figure out what works well for ourselves here. If you want to try a couple different varieties, one of them maybe you put out in the open, one you put somewhere else, and to see if that affects what type of crystals are going to grow, that's what we're looking at to do right here. Another thing you can try, I didn't include, but you could look in your cupboard if you have any food coloring. You can put that in the solution as well and see if that will affect the type and if you will see those colors in the crystals. So a couple different things you can try with that as well. This one probably will not form, depending on how you make the solution, it probably will not form within a day or even two. I'm hoping by Thursday you can have some good pictures to show us of what you see forming inside this solution, because those crystals that are forming because right now they're all dissolved in that hot water. And as that cools down and as some of that water evaporates into the air, they're going to start to grab together and reform. And borax is kind of neat because it can make some pretty noticeable crystals in there. So give that a try as well. Try a couple of variables out and make sure as you are setting it up or as these results come in, you share your pictures with the class and check in with either myself, Mr. Quiggle, Elliot, or Zach in those as well. So that's day one. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day.